I'm going to talk about aquatic apes, but I'm nervous. It's like dodgy topic. It's like YouTube kind of backed me in the hole here because aquatic apes are quite interesting. On the man evolved from species that live in the ocean, like all the hippos and elephants and manatees and everything. They're all hairless, and mankind is also hairless. We're not like chimpanzees, the problem is we're like mermaids. Maybe we evolved from mermaids. That's what it leads to. That's the problem with it.
Well, this is 2009, and it's the bicentenary of Charles Darwin. And all over the world, eminent evolutionists are anxious to celebrate this. And what they're planning to do is to enlighten us on almost every aspect of Darwin and his life and how he changed our thinking. I say almost every aspect because there's one aspect of this story which they have thrown no light on, and they seem anxious to skirt around it and step over it and talk about something else. So I'm going to talk about it. It's the question of why are we so different from the chimpanzees? We get the genetics keeping on telling us how extremely closely we are, hardly any genes of difference, very, very closely related. And yet, when you look at the phenotypes, there's a chimp, there's a man. It's astoundingly different, no resemblance at all. I'm not talking about airy-fairy stuff about culture or psychology or behavior. I'm talking about ground-based, nitty-gritty, measurable physical differences. That one is hairy and walking on four legs. That one is a naked biped. Why? I mean, then if I'm a good Darwinist, I've got to believe there's a reason for that. If we change so much, something must have happened. What happened? Now, 50 years ago, that was a laughably simple question. Everybody knew the answer. They knew what happened. The ancestors of the apes stayed in the trees. Our ancestors went out onto the plain. That explained everything. We had to get up on our legs to peer over the tall grass or to chase after animals or to free our hands for weapons. And we had got so overheated in the chase that we had to take off that fur coat and throw it away.
That woman is called Elaine Morgan. I'll put a link to her whole talk at the end. But I mean, she says she wants this issue to be resolved soon. Because, like George Burns said by Queen Bananas age. And I think she's got luck. Asking academia to change fast. Very difficult.
First, we have no fur. The only other mammals that have no fur are aquatic mammals like dolphins and whales, and wallowers such as hippos and pigs, even elephants. A lack of fur is what creates efficient swimming and speed in the water. The standard model suggests that humans lost their fur to adapt to the heat of the savanna after leaving the shade of the trees. But this is a problematic explanation because other animals that spend a lot of time in the sun kept their fur for protection from it. The best aquatic ape would be a furless ape. Second, instead of fur, we have subcutaneous body fat, unlike the other great apes, but like dolphins and whales. Why would the standard model slather rolls of body fat onto creatures who needed to speed across the savanna for hunting and survival? Instead, it makes much more sense if the fat was there to provide buoyancy and insulation from cold water. The best aquatic ape would be a fat ape. Third, we're bipedal, standing upright on two legs. In water, this makes it possible to wade in a greater depth, and for swimming it allows a coordinated motion of arm strokes and leg kicks, as opposed to a clumsy dog paddle. The standard model says this was for life on the savanna, but how many other savanna animals have adopted this? 0. From predators like the lion to prey like the antelope, 4 legs is best for life on the savanna. The best aquatic ape would be a bipedal ape. Fourth, we can control our breathing consciously, unlike virtually all other animals whose breathing is autonomic. What other mammals do this? You guessed it, those who dive. They take a large breath to dive deep, or a shallow breath when swimming casually. The best aquatic ape would be one who could control its breathing. Fifth, we have sebaceous glands to make our skin oily. Oily skin is useless on the savanna, but it's quite good for waterproofing, which is the only known cause of sebaceous glands in mammals. The best aquatic ape would have oily protection from water.
Yeah, I'm starting to get convinced again. When you get into the first few things, it's quite convincing, but then it goes weird when the mermaid talk comes up. We're staying with the minute. We'll just go with this stuff.
Been 2 new species of whales discovered in just the past decade. These are 30-foot, 40-foot long animals that have never been seen before, never been recorded. Giant animals found for the first time ever in just the past 10 years. So yeah, it's possible. It's still possible to stay hidden. But of course, this animal we found had been recorded before. We have no record, we have no scientific record of them, but there's another record. We know them. We've known them all along.